We always hope that you're feeling good when you watch us here on 3+U. We're so lucky to have a lot of our guests who are in the health field who come on to share their expertise with you. Jack Silberman at InShape MD certainly is one of those, and he's back again this morning. Usually, Jack, when you're here, we're talking about the weight loss component of the business and how you help people. Just saw a testimonial about a week ago.
Yes.
I'll bring up David Rojas, who was here last week, because he talked about the blood work that you did on him and how he saw that he had these elevated levels of cholesterol and stuff. That got him on the weight loss.
Sure.
The blood work that you do, though, also often detects testosterone imbalances.
Yes.
And you're addressing that now, too.
Sure. So as David went through, the first test we do on his labs, we examine everything. So we got his numbers where they needed to be, but we also do testosterone levels for their blood and their blood work. If a person is low in their testosterone, they're going to feel less energy, they're going to sleep poorly, they're not going to have the muscle tone, and it also affects the weight loss.
I like that you said if a person is low in their testosterone, because it seems like there's an increasing understanding that this can impact women too. Women have testosterone.
Absolutely.
And often it's not the appropriate level. They have the same symptoms.
Exactly, exactly. Now their numbers will be different about
Sure.
the amounts, but yes, that's so true. And what a game changer it is. Once you get your levels to an optimal level within your normal ranges, it's life changing.
It was a surprising number. I think you told me that for men, beginning around age 30, those levels begin to drop.
Yeah.
Is that just a natural thing?
Pretty much, especially if you're not as active as you used to be. So those numbers start dropping quickly. So about 1 to 2% you'll drop in your testosterone levels a year. So by the time you're 45, 50, 60, you know, your energy levels have dropped off the chart, and you're walking around sometimes just thinking, this is what it must feel like to be
Right.
old. But that's not really the answer.
So think about the power of that statement, because I know we'll keep it G-rated, but often you think about a libido factor
Sure.
when it comes to a testosterone number. But the fact is, I would think if these numbers are dropping and they're not being addressed properly, you talk about lack of sleep and lack of energy, that's a hop, skip, and a jump away from a man feeling depressed, isn't it?
And depression is another part of it. So here's what's amazing, Julie, is in a range of testosterone, if you're looking at your lab numbers, the bottom number's somewhere about 300. That's pretty low. Top number's 1200. So when someone comes in for lab work or goes to a doctor or a medical clinic and they get their numbers back and they say they might be at 300 or 400, that's a normal range, and the doctor's saying you're good to go. Well, that's a low normal range. If we can get that range up to 700, 800, 900, which is still within normal, the difference in how you live your life is amazing.
Okay, the question is, how do you get those numbers up? What do you do?
So that is derived from your labs. So once we draw the labs and we see your numbers, then you meet with the doctor, and Dr. Sherrod would go through your evaluation.
He's in your office? Sorry.
She's in our office, yes.
Okay.
And she would go through your numbers, and then she would prescribe how much testosterone or replacement that you would need to get you back up to those optimal levels.
Is it done with an injection? Are they those pellets you hear about? How does it work?
They're done both ways. We actually do the shots.
Okay.
Because we feel like we could regulate it better. Once the pellets go in, you go way up, and then you can come down. It's good for a lot of people, but we feel a little bit more comfortable regulating that so there's not big spikes one way or another.
You made a comment earlier about activity levels, and if a man is more active, then perhaps the numbers won't drop so much. So if somebody comes to you, and let's say that they do have some weight to lose, plus the testosterone issue, as the weight comes off and they become more physically active, is it possible that things will regulate for them some?
Start to move in the right direction, absolutely.
Okay.
And so the testosterone gives them the energy to want to get back in the gym, to do the workouts. But on the other, and we didn't mention this earlier, but coming off like David being on the HCG that we talked about earlier, HCG actually boosts your natural testosterone levels.
Oh.
So it actually gets you started and moving in the right direction to have the energy.
Okay.
And so we get that process moving, then we get them onto a testosterone replacement, and we cycle on and off. So it's more to just get them up to a level, get them stabilized, and keep them at a number that's going to be appropriate for them to live life.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, once you start, is it kind of a lifetime commitment, or is it possible that you can reach a level and maintain it and just revisit?
Yes, Julie, typically it is a lifestyle.
Okay.
And so you do stay on it, but now you do cycle on and off.
Okay.
But you do stay on it. And think about this: if you're living, if you're living a great quality life at this level,
Sure.
why come off?
Right.
If it's healthy for you.
So for this purpose, What does someone do when they call your office, man or woman, and
Yep.
they think that they might have an issue? Do they have to have had it tested at their primary care doctor's office, or can they come to you for that?
They come directly to us.
Okay.
So once they come in, and first they fill out a complete medical form that's going to give us a lot of indications of symptoms they're having that would indicate low testosterone.
Okay.
And then once we do the labs and match up the symptoms with the numbers, and then we put them on their therapy.
Okay.
And usually a therapy, we'll go a whole month first, and then we'll redo a lab again to see whether the numbers are coming up or down.
Okay.
And then we regulate it. Most important thing about being on testosterone is having medical supervision. So you can regulate your numbers, stay within your zones, and live great.
All right, then here is the information for you to reach out to Jack and his team today. It's InShape MD on Perimeter Drive in East Brainerd, right there near 153 and Lee Highway. 475-5088 is the phone number. InShapeMDChattanooga.com is the website where you can go and read all about the different services they have to make you feel healthy and good about your life. Great
Yes.
to see you, Jack.
Thank you, Julie. Same here.